today's world, political and cultural boundaries are increasingly questioned. Hi, I'm John Green, and this is Crash Course Nation States Edition. In today's Crash Course, I will be discussing the 4 major boundaries that make up our world. I will be explaining in depth what exactly these boundaries are and what they represent. I will be providing examples of the boundaries. Let's get started. It's the intro thing, right? So, let's begin with the simple definition of a state. What is a state? A state is a nation or territory considered as an organized political community under one government. In simpler terms, a state is any organized group of people under one government. For example, the United States and China are 2 major states that are governed by a single group and or government. However, a state doesn't have to be bound together by allegiances. A state is classified more as a patch of land with a sovereign government more than anything else. A nation, on the other hand, is a large body of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting a particular country or territory. Although the state and nation are very similar, a nation relies more on a feeling of nationalism or pride in one's culture or institution. The United States is also a perfect example of a nation because its foundation was based upon a common nationalistic fervor among the people. Right, George Washington?
Yeah.
Haha, George and I are old pals. A nation-state is a sovereign state whose citizens or subjects are relatively homogeneous in factors such as language or common descent. The concept of a nation-state is a relatively modern invention and was a result of the Peace of Westphalia. The Peace of Westphalia was a treaty that was signed in 1648 that ended European religion wars and the 30 Years' War. As a result of this peace, many religions and cultures that originally clashed found a common ground and a new political order was instilled. What used to be clashes between the Protestants and Catholics, as well as other groups in the 30 Years' War, transformed into a region filled with a feeling of common nationality and the creation of sovereignty. A stateless nation is an ethnic group or nation that does not possess its own state and is not the majority people in any state. The Kurds are the best example of a stateless nation. The Kurds are one of the largest stateless ethnic groups in the world, with 30 million people in a country like Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and Syria. The Kurds are the minority population in all 4 of these countries. The Kurds have their own language with several dialects, and most of the Kurds are Sunni Muslims. And that concludes this episode of Crash Course Nation States. See you next week. Today's episode of Crash Course was produced and directed by executive producer John Green, editor Giuseppe Kukowski, and director